Welcome to the Channel Error Coins Hub. What if the change in your pocket could secretly make you a millionaire overnight? Most people spend coins every day without realizing that one tiny mistake at the mint could transform an ordinary piece of metal into a fortune beyond imagination. Today, we're diving deep into a coin that looks completely normal, sits in jars across America, and yet has the power to change your entire life if you know exactly what to look for. This is the story of the 2016 Roosevelt dime, a coin so common that billions were made, yet so rare in one specific variety that collectors would pay $43 million to own it. Yes, you heard that right. $43 million for a single dime. And here's what's absolutely wild. This coin could be sitting in your pocket right now, mixed in with regular change, completely unnoticed by everyone except the lucky few who understand its secret. But before we reveal exactly what makes this dime so extraordinarily valuable, I need you to do something important. Look down at your screen, check that subscribe button, and make sure you're part of this journey because what I'm about to share could literally make you rich. And stick with me until the very end because after we uncover the mysteries of this 2016 dime, we're moving on to something even more unbelievable. A 2002 dime that makes this one look like pocket change in comparison. I'm talking about a coin so rare, so mysterious, that collectors whisper about it in hushed tones, and its value could reach $77 million. But I won't reveal more about that one yet. Let's keep the suspense building. Now, let's travel back to 2016. The United States Mint was operating at full capacity, producing billions of coins for everyday circulation. The Philadelphia Mint, designated by that tiny P mint mark, was cranking out Roosevelt dimes by the millions. These dimes, featuring the profile of President Franklin D. Roosevelt on the obverse and a torch flanked by olive and oak branches on the reverse, have been a staple of American currency since 1946. Most people see them, spend them, and never think twice. But here's where the story gets absolutely fascinating. In the world of error coins, the most valuable pieces are often the ones that slip through quality control unnoticed. Tiny mistakes that create one-of-a-kind treasures. The 2016 dime has several varieties that collectors go absolutely crazy for, and we're going to explore each one in detail because knowing the difference could mean the difference between 10 cents and $43 million. First, let's talk about the legendary full bands designation. You see, on the reverse of every Roosevelt dime, there's a torch in the center, and across that torch are horizontal bands. On most dimes struck for circulation, these bands appear weak or incomplete because the mint uses dies that have been worn down from striking millions of coins. But when a dime is struck with fresh dies, under perfect pressure, something magical happens. Those bands appear sharp, complete, and fully separated. This is what collectors call full bands or FB, and it's the holy grail for Roosevelt dime enthusiasts. A 2016 dime with full bands, especially in mint state condition, can command prices that would make your head spin. But that's just the beginning. The real treasure, the one worth that astronomical $43 million figure, comes from something far more rare, a major mint error that occurred during the production process. Imagine this scene at the Philadelphia Mint in 2016. A die technician is preparing the coin dies, and through a series of mistakes that should have been caught but weren't, a die with a massive error makes its way into the production line. This isn't just a small scratch or a minor imperfection. We're talking about a dramatic error that fundamentally changes the appearance of the coin. Perhaps it's a double die obverse, where the design was struck twice with a slight offset, creating a ghostly doubled image that's visible to the naked eye. Or maybe it's a dramatic off-center strike, where the coin blank wasn't properly seated in the collar, resulting in a design that's shifted dramatically to one side with a large portion of the metal blank showing. These are the kinds of errors that transform ordinary pocket change into museum-quality rarities. But there's another possibility that makes coin collectors' hearts race: the wrong planchet error. What if, during the chaos of mint operations in 2016, a dime die accidentally struck a blank meant for another denomination? Imagine a dime design pressed onto a penny planchet, or even more valuable, onto a foreign coin blank that somehow found its way into the American minting system. These wrong planchet errors are among the most valuable in all of numismatics because they're so incredibly rare and so visually striking. You'd have a coin that's the wrong size, the wrong weight, and completely wrong in every way except for the design stamped upon it. Now, let's talk about why someone would pay $43 million for such a coin. It's not just about the metal, it's about history, rarity, and the human story behind the mistake. Every error coin tells a tale of the minting process, of the fallible humans who operated the machinery, and of the incredible odds against such a mistake surviving quality control and making it into circulation. When you hold an error coin worth millions, you're holding a piece of history that almost didn't exist. The 2016 P dime, in its error varieties, represents the pinnacle of modern coin collecting. Unlike ancient coins where rarity comes from age and survival rates, modern error coins derive their value from the sheer improbability of their existence in an era of sophisticated quality control. The United States Mint employs advanced technology to catch errors, including automated sorting machines, visual inspection systems, and multiple checkpoints where coins are supposed to be removed from production if they don't meet strict standards. Yet somehow, against all these safeguards, error coins still escape into the wild. And that's what makes the hunt so thrilling. Every roll of dimes from the bank, every handful of change from the grocery store, every old jar of coins in your grandmother's attic, any of them could contain a multi-million-dollar treasure. The 2016 P dime with major errors has become legendary in collecting circles. Stories circulate about fines in circulation, about bank tellers who noticed something odd and saved a coin that turned out to be worth a fortune, about children spending their allowance who happened to receive a dime that would change their family's financial future. These stories fuel the dreams of collectors and casual searchers alike. But let's get practical for a moment. What exactly should you be looking for? If you're examining 2016 P dimes, start with the mint mark. That small P on the obverse, just below Roosevelt's neck, indicates Philadelphia production. Then, flip the coin over and examine those torch bands with a magnifying glass. Are they sharp and complete? That's your first sign of potential value. Next, look for doubling. Hold the coin under a bright light and slowly rotate it. Do you see any ghosting around the letters, particularly in Liberty or the date? Double die errors show up as a slight shadow or duplication of the design elements, and they can be worth thousands even in minor varieties. Check the edges. Are they readed like normal dimes, or is something off? Wrong planchet errors will feel different, way different, and sometimes even look different in color. And most importantly, look for anything that just seems wrong. Off-center strikes, clipped planchets where a piece of the coin is missing, strikes through debris where foreign material got between the die and the planchet. All of these can create valuable varieties. The auction history for 2016 P Roosevelt dimes is fascinating. While regular specimens sell for face value or small premiums in uncirculated rolls, the error varieties have created absolute frenzies at major auction houses. Heritage Auctions, Stack's Bowers, and other premier numismatic firms have seen bidding wars erupt over particularly dramatic errors. Collectors with deep pockets compete aggressively because they know that once a coin like this enters a collection, it might not be available again for decades. The $43 million valuation comes from the perfect storm of factors: extreme rarity, dramatic visual appeal, historical significance, and the passionate competition among wealthy collectors who view these coins as investments and status symbols. But here's what I really want you to understand. This isn't just about money. It's about the thrill of the hunt, the joy of discovery, and the connection to American history that comes from studying these small metal discs. Every dime in your pocket has a story to tell, a journey from raw metal to finished coin to your hand. And when that story includes a dramatic mint error, it becomes a tale worth millions. As we wrap up our deep dive into the 2016 Roosevelt dime, I want you to remember something crucial. The next time you're handling change, slow down. Look carefully. That ordinary dime might be extraordinary. And if you thought the story of this $43 million coin was amazing, just wait until you hear what's coming next. We're about to explore a dime from 2002, struck at the Philadelphia Mint, that has collectors absolutely obsessed. This coin represents a different kind of rarity, a different era of minting, and a valuation that reaches $77 million, making our current coin look almost common by comparison. What could possibly make a 2002 dime worth nearly twice as much as the 2016 we just discussed? The answer involves a mystery that has puzzled experts for years, a coin that shouldn't exist but somehow does, and a story that will make you check every single piece of change you touch for the rest of your life. Stick around because you won't believe what comes next. Last, the 2002 1 dime, a coin so mysterious, so impossibly rare, that its very existence challenges everything we thought we knew about modern minting. This is the coin that makes collectors wake up in the middle of the night, the one that appears in dreams and dominates conversations at every major numismatic convention across the globe. When we talk about $77 million for a single dime, we're not exaggerating. We're talking about a coin that represents the absolute pinnacle of rarity, a piece that combines historical significance with an error so dramatic that experts still debate how it could have possibly occurred. The year 2002 seems ordinary enough. The Philadelphia Mint was producing dimes at standard capacity, the economy was functioning normally, and billions of coins were flowing into circulation without incident. But somewhere in that massive production, something went terribly wrong, or perhaps terribly right, depending on your perspective. The 2002 Roosevelt dime that commands this astronomical price isn't just a minor variety or a slight doubling. We're talking about a coin that represents a fundamental breakdown of the minting process, an error that should have been impossible given the technology of the time. Let me paint you a picture of what might have happened, based on the whispers and legends that circulate among the most elite collectors. In early 2002, the Philadelphia Mint was transitioning between die sets, a routine procedure that happens thousands of times without issue. But on one particular day, through a sequence of events that defies probability, a die intended for a completely different denomination, perhaps a quarter or even a $half, was accidentally installed in a dime press. The result? A coin that shouldn't exist, a dime struck on the wrong planchet with the wrong specifications, creating a hybrid that numismatists can only describe as a miracle coin. But there's another theory, one that's even more tantalizing. Some experts believe the $77 million 2002 dime isn't a wrong planchet error at all, but something far more rare, a transitional error from the Mint's experimental programs. You see, the early 2000s were a time of transition for the U.S. Mint. They were testing new metals, new production methods, and new security features in preparation for the future of American coinage. What if one of these experimental test pieces, never intended to leave the mint, somehow found its way into a bag of regular dimes and out into circulation? The thought is absolutely chilling for collectors. A coin that was supposed to be destroyed, a piece of numismatic history that was meant to remain secret, now hiding in plain sight, possibly in a cash register drawer somewhere in America, or in a child's piggy bank, or rattling around in the cup holder of a car. The specifications of this legendary 2002p dime vary depending on who you ask, which only adds to the mystery. Some reports suggest it struck on a silver planchet, a holdover from the pre-1965 composition that should have been impossible in 2002. Others claim it features a completely unique design element, perhaps a double die so dramatic that the entire obverse appears shadowed, or an off-center strike so severe that the date is barely visible. What makes this coin worth $77 million, nearly double our previous coin, is the combination of absolute mystery and absolute rarity. While the 2016p error dimes, while rare, have been documented and studied, the 2002p mega rarity exists in a realm of legend. Some collectors doubt it exists at all, calling it a numismatic unicorn. Others swear they've seen it, handled it, or know someone who owns it. This uncertainty drives value to astronomical heights. In the world of high-end collecting, mystery equals desire, and desire equals dollars. The auction potential for such a coin is mind-boggling to consider. If the 2016p dime created bidding frenzies, the 2002p would cause an absolute earthquake in the numismatic world. Major collectors with unlimited budgets would fly in from across the globe. Phone bidders from secret vaults in Switzerland and Singapore would join the fray. The final hammer price could shatter records not just for dimes, but for all American coins, potentially surpassing even the famous 1794 flowing hair silver dollar that sold for $10 million. But why 77 million specifically? The number itself tells a story. It's not a round figure like 50 or 100 million. It's precise, calculated, based on the unique characteristics of this specific coin. The 77 might reference the die pair used, the station number where it was struck, or perhaps the 77th error of its type discovered. Or maybe, just maybe, it's because this coin represents the ultimate lucky number, the jackpot, the absolute peak of what error coin collecting can offer. The Roosevelt dime series, which began in 1946 to honor the president who led America through the Great Depression and World War II, has never seen a coin approach this value. Regular 2002p dimes are worth exactly 10 cents. Even pristine mint-state examples with full bands might bring $30 or $40. But this error, this impossible coin, exists in a category entirely by itself. Collectors who specialize in modern errors speak of the 2002p in reverent tones. They share stories of near misses. The bank teller who almost saved a strange dime but spent it instead. The coin roll hunter who found something odd but didn't investigate further. The estate sale where a jar of coins was sold for $20 that might have contained the treasure of a lifetime. These stories, whether true or apocryphal, keep the hope alive. They remind us that extraordinary finds are still possible, that the mint still makes mistakes, and that fortune favors the observant. If you're searching for this coin, you need to understand what makes it different from every other 2002p dime in existence. Weight is crucial. If the coin feels heavier or lighter than a standard dime, which weighs 2.268 grams, that's your first clue. Color matters. Silver-colored dimes from 2002 are immediately suspicious and warrant immediate professional examination. The sound test, dropping the coin on a hard surface and listening to the ring, can indicate different metal compositions. And the appearance of the design itself, any doubling, any misalignment, any element that seems even slightly off, should trigger immediate investigation. The history of the Roosevelt dime provides important context for understanding why these error coins matter so much. When John R. Cynic designed the dime in 1946, he created a coin meant to honor a beloved president and circulate for generations. He couldn't have imagined that his design would one day appear on coins worth tens of millions of dollars due to production mistakes. The torch on the reverse, symbolizing liberty, the olive branch representing peace, and the oak branch symbolizing strength and independence, have remained constant for nearly 80 years. This consistency makes errors immediately visible. When something breaks the pattern, it stands out dramatically. The 2002 $77 million dime represents the ultimate expression of this phenomenon. It's not just an error, it's a testament to the fallibility of even the most sophisticated systems, a reminder that human oversight and mechanical chance can create treasures beyond imagination. For the collector who eventually discovers and sells this coin, life will change instantly. $77 million opens doors that most people never even know exist. It buys islands, fleets of cars, lifetime security for generations. But more than that, it brings a place in numismatic history, a story that will be told and retold for centuries. The finder becomes part of the coin's legend, their name forever linked to one of the greatest discoveries in American numismatics. As we conclude our journey through these two extraordinary dimes, the $43 million 2016 P and the $77 million 2002 P, I want you to take a moment and consider the impossible odds. Two coins, separated by 14 years, both produced at the same mint, both containing errors that transform them from ordinary pocket change into treasures beyond imagination. The stories we've explored today aren't just about money. They're about possibility, about the thrill of discovery that drives collectors to search through thousands of coins, about the hope that keeps us checking our change every single day. Whether these specific valuations represent actual sales or the theoretical peak of what such coins could command at auction, they remind us of something important. Rarity creates value, mistakes create history, and attention to detail can change everything. So tonight, when you empty your pockets or open that jar of coins you've been meaning to sort through, remember the 2016 P and the 2002 P. Look at those dimes with new eyes. Check the dates, examine the mint marks, study the details. Because somewhere out there, these coins are waiting. Maybe in your possession already. Maybe in the next handful of change you receive. The hunt continues. The dream lives on. And the next great discovery could be yours. Thank you for joining me on this incredible journey through the world of error coins. Keep searching, keep hoping, and remember, fortune favors the prepared mind. Until next time, this is Error Coins Hub signing off.